Autumn Carver was 8 months pregnant when she contracted COVID. She became so sick her unborn baby had to be delivered by emergency C-section. Soon Autumn was put on life support, and her husband was told she had no chance for survival.
They walked in and said, "It's a boy," and he was doing fine.
The emergency C-section had gone well for Zach Carver's third child. He was now resting in the neonatal intensive care unit. His wife, Autumn, however, was in ICU, fighting for her life.
I was told that she had 0% chance of survival. I mean, the worst day of my life.
Autumn was 8 months pregnant when she and Zach contracted COVID-19 in mid-August 2021. Zach recovered quickly. Autumn did not. By late August, she was in ICU on a ventilator with acute respiratory distress syndrome and having an emergency C-section to save the life of the baby. Now she was on advanced life support, called ECMO.
I've been with Autumn since I was 14 years old. I don't know life without her, and so they were telling me that she's not going to survive. It was traumatic.
In the coming weeks, Autumn remained in critical condition. All Zach could do was pray and ask God for a miracle.
I would sit with her and pray over her, and it was just overwhelming, and so I'd go walk the halls or go sit in the waiting room, and I was begging him to keep her alive. Let her beat the odds. I need her. You know, the kids need her.
By now, Zach had posted a prayer request on Facebook that ignited a wildfire on social media.
Literally millions of people all over the world were just praying for us. I told him I'm not leaving here without Autumn. I prayed all the time, every second. I can't explain it, I guess, but I just knew that she was going to survive.
During the day, Zach maintained a vigil at Autumn's side. At night, he visited his 2 daughters and baby son Huxley, who were staying with their grandparents. Then he returned to an empty, dark house.
It was super sad. I would come in, get some food, go to bed. I hated being here.
With the arrival of fall came more complications for the young mother and wife. Multiple infections, anemia, and a cardiac arrest. Doctors had few answers and even considered a double lung transplant, but dismissed the idea. Instead, they suggested that Autumn be taken off life support and allowed to die peacefully, with a do not resuscitate order in place. Zach declined, refusing to give up.
The main doctor said there was a 0% chance that she would survive. I remember going off on my own that afternoon and I don't know, somewhere in the hospital. I've been praying. I just knew that she wasn't gonna die.
Zach and millions on Facebook continued to pray as Zach began searching for a second opinion. In early October, there was one hopeful moment. Autumn's vital signs improved slightly, and doctors agreed to Zach's request that she be taken out of sedation and off ECMO long enough for her to see and hold Huxley for the first and perhaps last time.
I obviously had very little strength to hold myself up, so they got me all propped up with lots of pillows all around me, and they brought him in and they put him in my arms. Zach was helping me. We got to feed him a bottle. So they took him and then they just laid him to my side, and he just kind of curled up and went to sleep.
The reunion was short-lived as Autumn was put back on ECMO. Then another answer to prayer. Renowned thoracic surgeon Dr. Ankit Bharat at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago agreed to evaluate Autumn for a double lung transplant.
We got transferred up to Chicago, and that doctor, day 2, said whether you need a lung transplant or not, you're gonna be fine.
Although still on life support, Autumn was only lightly sedated. Now she and Zach could pray together as they waited for Dr. Bharat's decision. Before long, he gave them the best news they could have ever hoped for.
He came in and said, "You don't need a lung transplant, you're gonna be fine." It was super good news, super good news. You know, we embraced in a hug and thank God, and the doctor.
Autumn was weaned slowly from the VA ECMO machine and continued to improve. On November 11th, 3 months after being given no hope for survival, Autumn was discharged from Northwest Memorial Hospital to begin 3 weeks of rehabilitation. On December 1st, 2021, Autumn walked out of the hospital smiling and unassisted.
We pulled in the driveway and our neighbors were in our yard, like yelling and screaming, and try not to cry. It was just emotional.
It was a whole host of emotion. Just the opportunity to see my kids grow, spend time with my husband. Every day is a gift. My daughter said, "I believe in miracles, Mommy."
The neighborhood is quiet today. Autumn is busy providing her family with all the TLC they missed and more. But life in the Carver family will never be the same.
Tell people you love them. Give lots of hugs. It can just all change so quickly, and you don't want to leave anything unsaid.
I'm closer with my family. I say prayers with my kids every single night now. I didn't do that before. I'm super grateful, and I don't go throughout the day, without saying multiple prayers. And prayer saved my wife, and not only did it save her life, but it changed my life.
Prayer is so important. I mean, it's everything. It saved my life. When people are flooding the gates of heaven, there was no way it could be ignored.
The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Prayer changes things. We know that. We know you know that. And that's why we love to be able to pray with you on this program on a regular basis. This is a family whose life was put back together by the power of prayer, people who were crying out to heaven on their behalf. And what a wonderful story of a family completely restored because of the goodness of God. So we want to pray for you today. Many of you probably have issues as big, maybe even bigger than this family faced. I don't know, but God knows. And that's the one thing I think that we need to hang on to is something may be a surprise to us, but it is not a surprise to God. And so he's in your now, and he's already in your tomorrow, and it allows us to live the now in a completely different way than we would have if we didn't know we have a Heavenly Father who's in charge of it all.